Hey, how's it going? I was gonna watch a bunch of Hatsune Miku documentaries tonight. And I thought, why not just hang out on stream while I do it? There might not only be like a few dozen people, but fuck it, right? We ball. We vibe. We chill. So I just thought I would go on stream and watch some documentaries with you guys if you wanted to. Yeah.
Alright, so you've heard.
You can always just dip out whenever you want to. I'm not going to be talking very much. I just thought, since I'm going to be sitting here just watching my computer anyway, why not just do it with some other people? You know what I mean?
July.
Excuse me.
Vocaloid.
What is Vocaloid?
So yeah, let's first watch this 2-minute long video. I know of Vocaloid and I know of Hatsune Miku, but I don't know that much about the history of Hatsune Miku, and I don't know I know that Vocaloid. What I know is that a Vocaloid is Hatsune Miku is not a real person. I'm telling you what I know off the top of my head right now. I'm not looking at anything to cheat. This is what I know. I know that Vocaloid is a digital voice thing that I think anyone can use. It's like a software, a program, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I could be wrong. And this is what I think I know. And then Hatsune Miku is one of the voices.
Shut the fuck up. You're a fucking cunt.
And Road, shut up. Okay, just shut up. Hatsune Miku is one of the characters or a character that came out of the Vocaloid software. And it's got this cult following. This girl. Teal colored haired girl. I've seen her many times. But it's an anime chick. And she's a meme, of course. I feel like she's a part of, obviously a part of internet meme culture. I think she kind of is a meme. A fellow meme, not like me, but a different kind of meme, obviously. But she's a part of the big, grand kind of meme family tree. And I don't know, sometimes I like going down random internet rabbit holes, I'm sure a lot of you do. I'm sure I'm not the only one. And, I was going to go down this one. I just randomly was you know what? I'm going to just randomly search up Vocaloid documentary on YouTube. And then I thought, why don't I just stream? Maybe some other people are going to want to learn with me. And if you don't, you can always just click out of the stream. I don't care if there's one person watching. I'm still going to be streaming. So, yeah, feel free.
Cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch on their knees wanting to suck cowboy cock.
Feel free to learn along with me. I'm going to go get a bottle of water. When I come back, I'm expecting Road to have fucked off. Okay? Here, I'll play this video while I go and get water. And I'll take my headset with me and I'll keep it on so I can hear it. But cuz I already pretty much know what a Vocaloid, I think I know what it is. But that way you're not just sitting here staring at nothing while I'm going to grab a bottle of water. It'll take me 5 seconds, but still. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to press play.
What is Vocaloid?
If someone asks you this, they're probably actually asking you some combination of these 3 questions. What is Vocaloid the software? What is Vocaloid the culture? Who is Hatsune Miku? Let's go through them.
What is Vocaloid, the software?
Vocaloid is a singing voice synthesizer software product developed by Yamaha. You know how if you don't own a piano, you go and use a piano synth to synthesize a piano. Same thing as that, but for vocals. You input words and notes, and out comes. You can choose different voice banks for different voice types.
Hatsune Miku.
And adjust these parameters to get the sound to how you want. That's basically it. The Vocaloid program has 5 editions, and currently about 80 voice banks you can use with them. Some of these voice banks come with character avatars to help them sell, some of which are these fun anime characters. We'll get back to that later.
So does this mean what you're using right now is a Vocaloid? Is Siri a Vocaloid?
No.
This.
And Siri is an example of text-to-speech software, which is a voice synthesizer, but it's not Vocaloid. Vocaloid is the name of a specific software product, not a generic term that describes voice synthesizers, like how Coke is one brand of soda, not actually a broad term to refer to soda generically. Here's a diagram.
Why do people use Vocaloid instead of human vocalists?
Well, there's plenty of possible reasons. Can't sing, don't have the money for vocalists, don't have the voice type they want, Vocaloid cool, Miku cute. That brings us to question 2.
What is Vocaloid, the culture?
This is a lot more nuanced. Basically, you know those fun anime character avatars that come with these voice banks? People got pretty attached to those characters, to the point of actually wanting to write songs for them, and it's grown from there. Since 2007 or so, the Vocaloid fandom has continued to grow and evolve, with producers coming and leaving the scene. A lot of music producers you might have heard of actually started in Vocaloid.
Does Hatsune Miku make the songs?
No. The songs are made by human music producers that use the Vocaloid program. In this sense, it's essentially an instrument. Attributing a song to a Vocaloid is the same as if you attributed Moonlight Sonata to piano. Let's properly credit producers.
Who is Hatsune Miku?
You're probably asking not about this, but about this. Hatsune Miku is the avatar character for the Hatsune Miku voice bank developed by Krypton Future
Cowboys
Media.
in the showers
She's not the
at
first
Ram
Vocaloid, but she's
Ranch on their knees wanting to suck cowboy cock.
Dude, Cameron, can you please fucking get rid of that GIF? I'm so sick of hearing, and I'm also so tired of hearing cowboys. It's like a tired joke now. Just get some, like, listen, like, if you're gonna troll me with the fucking dumbass clown GIFs, at least give us some fresh ones. It's not even like I'm not even angry. I'm not even angry anymore at the Ram Ranch shit, okay? Notice how the GIFs and the GIFs and the songs don't even upset me anymore. It's just the things that are being said after. The GIFs don't even bother me. I'm so tired of them. I'm not even angry. I'm just over it. Give us some new stuff, man. Or I'm going to have to learn how to do it myself. Because I'm just... I know the clowns would hate that, though. Because I'm just going to put cool shit on there. Like, I'm a clown and I suck ass. Like, I'm going to start recording little audio clips of me saying, hey, I'm a fucking idiot. Clowns say what now? Or, you know, something stupid. I don't fucking know. But, like, change it up. Road. Clowns have taken over the Stram. No, they haven't. Shut up. Upload your video on Mushy Peas. Oh, Magic Mush. Yeah. Now your name's not on the screen, bitch. How about now?
biggest and started Vocaloid's huge popularity. But if you're actually asking about her as a character, here's her character. That's it. And here's her friends. Yeah, they're all really
Hatsune's 16 years old, okay, boys? So don't be perverted.
just avatar. Asking about her as a character, here's her character. That's it. And here's her friends. Yeah, they're all really just avatars for their voice banks, but more importantly, they're her friends.
So what's her personality like?
It's literally whatever you want it to be. Her personality, you know, is more or less crowdsourced, like how popular fandom becomes canon in normal fan bases. Except Vocaloid doesn't actually have a canon, so it's all just fandom. There's a lot more to each of these questions to go into, but hopefully this was a helpful brief overview. Thanks.
Okay.
Cameron.
Okay, Hatsune Miku.
This is Hatsune Miku.
No, not that. Hold on. The history of Hatsune Miku. Here we go. Alright, everyone, please, no interruptions. No bot abuse, nothing stupid. I'm trying to learn right now. I really am. I want to kind of learn about the history of Hatsune Miku. This is a part of meme culture. I don't want to be interrupted or, you know, distracted because I really don't know any. I don't know much about this. I know about vocoders or Vocaloids, sorry. But, you know, that's pretty much kind of what I knew that last video. Now we're going to learn about the history of Hatsune Miku, and I want to learn about the culture surrounding Hatsune Miku and, like, could I use Hatsune Miku? Could I make a Hatsune? Could I make a Hatsune Miku song? Anyway, I just want to, like, learn about it. Happy Pride, you gay ginger man. Well, thank you. The Hiltar. I'm not reading your fucking name out. It's too long, dude.
Alright, so you've heard of Hatsune Miku, right? Of course everyone knows her. She's a worldwide sensation and one of the most beloved fictional characters of all time. But
that's a horrible microphone, dude. What in the fuck?
how did she get to this point?
Nah. I'm good.
2nd, 2011, Nokia Theater, Los Angeles. Mikunopolis would change the world forever. But how does this happen? How does a virtual idol from Japan go from a niche on the internet to a global pop icon, beloved by fans from all over the world? In this video, I'll be covering the history, cultural impact, and music of Hatsune Miku.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Here we go. Some production value, a timeline that's animated and all that. 30 minutes long, this is perfect.
And along the way, I'll compile a list of her most iconic songs that in the end should give you an overview of how the scenes
Alright, lock in everyone. Let's actually fucking learn some shit here.
evolved for most iconic songs that in the end should give you an overview of how the scenes evolved throughout the years. This is the entire history of Hatsune Miku. Our story starts in 2000 before Miku, Japan. You see, using computers to produce music had become common practice by this point, and Yamaha had created digital instruments of all kinds, except one, the human voice. The Vocaloid project was born, a music production software that allows the user to input lyrics and a melody to make a character sing like an instrument. These characters, or voice banks as they're officially called, are created using the voices of real people. And in November of 2004, Yamaha, alongside Krypton Future Media, released the first Japanese vocal library, Mako.
So wait, hold on.
I got a big ass head. I'm always crying. I'm crying.
Fucking people, bro, they never learn. Road, shut up. Interruption just for fun? Really, dude? Upload the... I'm making the fucking video to Magic Mush. Shut the fuck up, dude. Your username is not on my screen. Be quiet. That's literally Rode. It's a company. I'm pretty sure by Yamaha, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it's just Rode. I don't know. Shut up.
It took to release the first Japanese...
I think it's cool that Hatsune Miku has a real voice like actor. So somewhere out there, the girl who is the voice of Hatsune Miku, her voice is kind of iconic. Because of that. It's pretty cool, actually. I wonder how she feels. I wonder if she's gotten, like, good money from all that. Regardless if she's rich, at least her voice is iconic. Like, there's, like, she's got a cultural footprint, which is pretty cool.
Vocal library, Mako. It took 2 years for them to release her male counterpart, Kaito. But their initial sales were low. Vocaloid was still new technology, and honestly, it was kind of hard to use. However, this year did see the launch of Nico Nico Doga, which quickly became Japan's #1 video sharing website. It wasn't until 2007, August 31, that Hatsune Miku was released, alongside 01_Ballade, a short song that was included with the software, meant to be a tech demo. At the time, its composer, Eiji...
Hold on one sec. Is that website still around? Nico Duga. Is that like a website? Like, can I go on there? Hold on. Can I make a YouTube... Look at me saying YouTube. Can I make a Nico channel? Can I make a Nico channel? That'd be kind of cool, right? I don't know. I wonder if, like, that's still, like, the primary place where people upload videos in Japan. Like, they have their very own YouTube. I guess I just imagine that YouTube is everywhere. I know that, like, China has its own kind of YouTube, but I just wonder if that's, like, a thing. Like, do Japanese people just not, like, upload videos to YouTube? I know K-pop is all over YouTube. And you can write in Japanese on YouTube comment sections, but yeah, I don't know.
It wasn't until 2007...
I'm sorry. I just want to, like... Well, I'm not sorry. I'm just chilling. Nico Duga. Let me look this up real quick. Nico Duga. Here we go. Dude, look at this shit. English. What? Can I sign up for an account? Log in? Whoa. You cannot watch this from your region or country. Well, what if I use a VPN? That's crazy. I'm getting fucking cock blocked by like because of my country. I thought what? What the fuck, man? Live broadcast? There's people live right now, bro. I want to watch. Let me watch a live stream while I'm live streaming. Hey, she's live right now.
いいよね。大好き。で、カラオケで歌うにしても、まだ私が歌えるラインだからさ、めっちゃ歌わさせていただいてます。大好き、マジで。
Bro, what?
いい曲ばっかり読みやがって、本当にもう神かよ。あれ聞きたい。なんだっけ
Bro, this is a vibe. What the fuck?
テトラポット
Wait. Okay, wait. I have an idea. Wait, shut. Everyone, shut up. Why are people asking what does she masturbate to, bro? What do you do to masturbate, Pakitan? How much do you love it? That man, bro. People are such perverts, man. Why are guys such fucking pigs? Can a girl just stream? She's not even like scantily clad. She's literally just wearing a t-shirt, bro. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Bro. How do the Japanese folks out there have like a population problem? Like they clearly get horny like everyone else. Just like talk to girls, bro. Well, I mean women, you know what I mean. Like go talk to some chicks, bro. Like it's not even that hard. Like I'm CopperCab. Like and I've never had problems getting chicks. Like it's just honestly about putting yourself out there and not being like so fucking scared of women. You know, like there's something to having a healthy ego. You know, having a healthy ego and like self-confidence while not being like a narcissistic like douchebag asshole. Like I'm not like a red pill douchebag, but I'm very confident and like fun to hang out with. I've never had issues getting girls. I really haven't. I have many pictures of me with many of my exes. Like I've never had problems with it. I just don't get how there are incels out there. And you know, there are some incels that are like legit handsome guys that have like no fucking game whatsoever. It's crazy. Anyway, this is cool. I had an idea though. I was laughing because I had this idea. What if I made, and I got sidetracked by the perverts in the chat, the gooners. What if I made an account on here? What if I made if I got a VPN, and what if I made an account on this website, a CopperCab channel, and I started streaming in Japan? Could I not just like start streaming, like, and just like speaking English and just being a streamer on there? Maybe like my whole thing is I learn Japanese. Like my whole thing, my kind of like the gimmick of the streaming is that I'm like an American guy learning Japanese, trying to communicate with the Japanese folks in my chat. Like, I just had this idea. Like, wouldn't that be fucking hilarious? And I'm like getting angry at the fucking people talking. I don't understand what you're fucking saying. Because I probably really would get angry with them. Damn, dude. They're still mad about the Hiroshima thing? Well, I mean, understandably. I could understand that. You know, dropping a nuclear bomb is fucking horrible. I do understand the whole thing with, like, if we didn't do this or that, you know, the wars would have probably kept going and going, and more people would have been killed. But I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. I can't abide dropping a nuclear bomb on families and children. That just seems horrible to me. That just isn't something that I can be okay with. I understand that it's like you're in a war, and there's like, you know, the Japanese are like very strong-willed, and they would keep fucking going until it was like scorched earth, which is kind of like, you know, in a sense an admirable trait, that you're like you're driven to succeed and win, you know, but like, you know what I mean, like
Cameron.
It's just, I don't know, man. Like, and I know it was like a kind of thing where it's like once we dropped the bombs, the war was over, and America and Japan eventually became good friends. Cool, but like, I don't know, man. The bombs, that's pretty crazy, man. I don't know about all that. That's horrible. What happened? That's horrible. You know. That's awful. So I can't abide that. You know. Ugh. Terrible. War just sucks, man. Nobody wins in a war. Nobody. But yeah, this is pretty cool, this website. So nicovideo.jp. Dude, I want to get on this website. Rose, stop fucking interrupting the damn stream, idiot! Hunter Vex, be careful, Cooper. My name is Copper, not Cooper. Jackass. The Japanese hunt whales. Fuck off. Anyway, let's go back to the documentary. We're not even, like, we're like a minute and a half into it. Yeah, whatever. Let's just start from the top. I'm not going to keep pausing it, but...
July 2nd.
We got like a minute and a half into the dang documentary. Let's just start it from the beginning. I got way too off track.
By many, July 2nd, 2011, Nokia Theater, Los Angeles. Mikunopolis would change the world forever. But how does this happen? How does a virtual idol from Japan go from a niche on the internet to a global pop icon, beloved by fans from all over the world? In this video, I'll be covering the history, cultural impact, and music of Hatsune Miku. And along the way, I'll compile a list of her most iconic songs that in the end should give you an overview of how the scenes evolved throughout the years. This is the entire history of Hatsune Miku. Our story starts in 2000 before Miku, Japan. You see, using computers to produce music had become common practice by this point, and Yamaha had created digital instruments of all kinds, except one, the human voice. The Vocaloid project was born, a music production software that allows the user to input lyrics and a melody to make a character sing like an instrument. These characters, or voice banks as they're officially called, are created using the voices of real people. And in November of 2004, Yamaha, alongside Krypton Future Media, released the first Japanese vocal library, Meiko. It took 2 years for them to release her male counterpart, Kaito. But their initial sales were low. Vocaloid was still new technology, and honestly, it was kind of hard to use. However, this year did see the launch of Nico Nico Doga, which quickly became Japan's #1 video sharing website. It wasn't until 2007, August 31, that Hatsune Miku was released, alongside 01_Ballade, a short song that was included with the software, meant to be a tech demo. At the time, its composer, Eiji Hirasawa, didn't think much of it, but unknowingly, he'd made history. Because it didn't take long for Hatsune Miku to become an overnight sensation. You see, Miku was the first voice bank made using the Vocaloid 2.0 engine, and she was developed entirely by Krypton. Rather than targeting their product towards professional musicians like Yamaha, Krypton set their sights on amateur producers who uploaded their songs on the internet. And their strategy worked. Her cute anime vocals alongside her iconic design by Illustrator K supported her initial sales, and on September 19th of 2007, just a few weeks after release, Miku Miku ni Shite Ageru by an anonymous producer named Ika would blow up on Nico Nico. While just...
We're coming up on 20 years of Vocaloid, or of Hatsune Miku. That's a pretty big deal. Next year would be, if she came out in 2007, It's hard to believe that 2007 was 20 years ago. That is so crazy to me, dude. I remember 2007. I remember playing RuneScape. I remember being at home, Mima's house, on my computer, playing like what we now call old school RuneScape, those graphics. I remember playing RuneScape. I remember. And that was, so back then, 20 years before that would have been 1987, which was like so old to me, before I was born. That was 20 years ago. It's crazy.
2 weeks ago, Yevon Polka, a Swedish folk song covered by Miku, had been just by an anonymous producer named Ika, would blow up on Nico Nico. While just 2 weeks ago, Yevon reported her initial sales, and on September 19th of 2007, just a few weeks after release, Miku Miku ni Shite Ageru by an anonymous producer named Ika would blow up on Nico Nico. While just 2 weeks ago, Yevon Polka, a Swedish folk song covered by Miku, had become a global meme, making the diva associated with the vegetable leeks, a core aspect of her character to this day. Miku sold 3,000 copies within her first week of release, the same amount Meiko had sold in her first year, blowing every expectation out of the water. However, you might have noticed a trend among the kinds of songs that were getting popular during this time. They were pretty silly songs. Despite Miku's initial success, she was still seen by the majority of the world as a novelty or gimmick, a fun little toy for making silly little songs. That would all change when Rio entered the scene in December of 2007 with the song Melt. Melt is still considered by many to be the most important Miku song of all time, and for good reason. The success of Melt opened the world up to the idea that Vocaloid could be a serious tool for musicians.
Okay, let's listen to Melt. Let's listen to Melt. We should listen to it. We're not like pausing the documentary. We're gonna just like go into that and then we're gonna go right back to this. Melt. Let's see here. Melt. Hatsune Miku. 4.2 million views. 17 years ago uploaded. On a channel with 3K subscribers. Wow. Here we go. How long's the song? 4 minutes? Okay. I can't listen to all of this, man. Yeah, I'm good. I'm okay. Yeah, let's go back to the documentary. That's fine.
It opened the world up to the idea that Vocaloid could be a serious tool for musicians, inspiring an entire generation of future Vocaloid producers. A path had been set for Hatsune Miku. The early days of Vocaloid music were characterized by new producers, most of which had zero professional background in music, exploring what Miku and Vocaloid was. Hatsune Miku was just a voice model. Besides what was on the cover, there were no guidelines or past examples to draw inspiration from. They were shooting from the hip. Some trailblazers during this time were the Oster Project and KZ, with their breakout songs Vocaloid in Love and Packaged. These songs, along with Miku Miku ni Shite Ageru, were released within the first month of Miku's existence and set the early model for her personification. What they landed on was simple. Her name was Hatsune Miku. She loved singing and she loved you. Thus, a superstar was born. Other breakout songs during this era include Electric Angel by Yasuo and Hajimete no Oto by Malo. New producers made names for themselves and Hatsune Miku was taking over the internet. And then one day, it all disappeared. You see, Miku had gotten so popular that major search engines like Google and Yahoo flagged the word Miku as spam, effectively deleting her from the internet. The issue was quickly resolved, but the incident became a major event in Vocaloid history when Cosmo immortalized it in one of the most iconic Miku songs of all time, The Disappearance of Hatsune Miku. Launching his career as a producer. In the real world though, Vocaloid's growing popularity only carried over into 2008. Two brand new voice banks, Kagamine Rin and Len, were released by Krypton at the end of 2007 and became instant hits when Torabuta P made Kokoro, a song about the story of an immortal android girl and her creator. Kokoro wasn't the only song with a heavy narrative focus. Mathi's Daughter of Evil series, which would later become the Evilius Chronicles, were a series of songs with interconnected stories that became hits during this era, also starring the new Vocaloids. Real continued to release banger after banger with Love is War, Black Rock Shooter, and of course, World is Mine, some of Miku's most popular songs to this day. Rin and Len were quickly gaining popularity.
That's the song that I know. That one right there.
Miku's most popular songs to this day. And of course,
yeah, most popular song, yeah.
World is Mine. Some of Miku's most popular songs to this day.
Oh, well, that song is the one I know.
Rin and Len were quickly
I want to know what the song is called. It was Hatsune. What's the song? Is it this one? No. Yeah, this is the song that I know. World is Mine. Yeah, that's the song that I know.
gaining popularity too with solo bangers like Meltdown by Iroha and
Drop a 111 if you knew that song as well. Like the one that I was playing, the other one. Na 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 na. Yeah, I know that one.
Butterfly on Your Right Shoulder by Nori P. While Kaito made a comeback from his initial lack of popularity with Cantarella, a duet with Miku by Kurousa P. Meanwhile, Lamas P kept the Vocaloid meme culture alive during this era with viral songs.
He said meme culture.
Such as Pop P kept the Vocaloid meme culture alive during this era with viral songs such as Popipo and Triple Baka. The latter featured Kasane Teto, a
Yeah, I figured you'd know it, Koi.
fake Vocaloid in.
By the way, I go by Red Sama now. That's my new name. I'm wearing the red shirt. I'm Red Sama now. That's what Magic Mushroom calls me. Red Sama. I looked it up. Red Sama meaning in Japanese. Sama is a highly respectful honorific used as after a person's name similar to Lord or Master. Or very formal Mr/Mrs. If Red is someone's nickname, Red Sama translates to Lord Red or Master Red. I'm the Master Red. Dude, that's such a fucking badass name. That's a badass fucking nickname. So, Red Sama, bro. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Red Sama. And I didn't call myself that. Someone called me that. Yeah, Red Sama, I kneel. That needs to be a new meme. Red Sama, I kneel. Someone go and screenshot that from the YouTube video. Actually, you know what? Hold on one second. I'm gonna make that my new my banner. What is it? CopperCab. There we go. 123,000 views. Not bad. 2 days ago I posted. Here we go. Red Sama, I kneel. Let's screenshot that. Nice people are call me legend. It's always a nice thing. Red Sama, I kneel.
Initially created by Baka, meme culture alive during this era with viral songs such as Popipo and Triple Baka. The latter featured Kasane Teto, a fake Vocaloid initially created by fans as an April Fool's joke, who was later turned into a real voice bank using the free software Utau, basically the free alternative to Vocaloid if you couldn't afford it, which, by technicality, makes Teto an Utaloid, not a Vocaloid. But I've always found the distinction to be silly, so she's gonna be included under the Vocaloid umbrella moving forward. Some other notable Miku songs during this era were Saihate, Clover Club by Yu, and of course, Romeo and Cinderella by Toriko. Vocaloid was thriving by the end of 2008. Miku had sold 40,000 units within her first year, while the Kagamine sold 20,000. At the start of 2009, Megurin Luca was released and had breakout songs like Double Lariat by Aguaniki P, Luca Luca Night Fever by the late Sam Free, and Just Be Friends by Dixie Flatline. The Krypton 6 were complete. As the end of the
I gotta pause it. Why don't all of you guys watching, like a couple dozen of you watching, why don't you guys just go and make something cool? Like, even if you're just like drawing something that's like, even if you're like drawing is shit, like you never know what you draw, even if it's like a horrible drawing of something, right? If you make an OC, you never know. You could end up making like some epic meme that everyone falls in love with, even if it's shit. Look at like the, do you know Dewey character? That fucking Ugandan Knuckles from VR chat, like probably the most iconic VR chat meme. Like, look at how that looks. It's a meme partly because it looks ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, that looks ridiculous, man. And look, there's like patches and drawings and memes. It looks ridiculous, right? Like, why don't you go and draw something, make something, Just start sketching in a book, man. Just start go to the store tomorrow and buy a drawing pad and just start drawing shit. I need to go get a water. I'll let it keep playing, but I need to go grab a water. I just want you guys to do creative stuff, man. It feels good to be creative, trust me.
decade neared.
I'm not even preaching. I could follow my own advice here. I need to be creating more stuff besides just streaming. I'm working on VR chat stuff and VR worlds, but I should be, getting back to making like videos and stuff too.
Vocaloid really felt like it was coming in Sam Free and Just Be Friends by Dixie Flatline. The Krypton 6 were complete. As the end of the decade neared, Vocaloid really felt like it was coming into its own. The community was leveling up in both music and video quality, but its popularity had only just begun. Vocaloid was about to enter its golden age. But before that, a brief interlude. This video has no sponsors, and because of music, it will almost certainly be demonetized, meaning the roughly 2 months of work that went into this video will make $0. So if you want to support what I do and see more high quality long form content like this one, you can directly support me on my Patreon. I'll be setting up a Discord server for patrons soon, as well as some exclusive channel updates and progress reports on videos I'm working on. It's only $1 a month, and the money would go directly towards enabling me to make these videos long-term and full-time. Link in the description. Back to the video. The early 2010s were an exciting time to be a Vocaloid fan for a number of reasons. To start, 2010 saw the rise of 3 new producers who would go on to define a whole new era. Leading the charge was Wawaka, who had already made the rounds in 2009 with Ura Omote Lovers, but on February 14th, 2010, Wawaka became legend with Rolling Girl. Not only was his music absolutely fire, he also included topics about bullying and depression in his lyrics, which resonated with his listeners. In July, Deco Nina blew up with Mosaic Roll, which featured the brand new Vocaloid Gumi. Deco was also pretty well known by this point with songs like Ai Kotoba, but Mosaic Roll showed the world that voice banks outside the Krypton 6 could be popular too. Similarly to Wawaka, his songs had a band-like quality, making use of electric guitars with distortion, which was rare at this point. And in August, Metroshika was released by a producer by the name of Hachi, but you might know him better as Kenshi Yonezu. Metroshika blew up with his unique visuals, chaotic lyrics, and alt-rock sound, leading it to be heavily covered on Nico Nico by Utaites. Basically the answer to the question, what would your favorite Vocaloid song sound like if it was sung by a real person? These 3 producers hit the Vocaloid community in 2010 like crack in the 80s. Not only did they get a lot of views, they set trends
What was it?
sound like if it was sung by a real person. The question, what would your favorite Vocaloid song sound like if it was sung by a real person? These 3 producers hit the Vocaloid community in 2010 like crack in the 80s. Not only did they get a lot of views, they set trends you'll see again and again moving forward, like professional music videos, wider variety in genres, and the use of new Vocaloids. To top it all off, Miku had her first solo concert in history on 2010 March 9th. Miku Day.
The beginning of the 2010s, man. Shit. That's like my era. CopperCab, Hatsune Miku, like come on now, y'all. Come on now, y'all. I'm just kidding.
Because 39 could be read like
Miku
in Japanese. She'd made smaller appearances at music festivals before, but this was Miku's first standalone concert that used projection technology, bringing the diva to life on stage with a live band. This was obviously a massive deal. Watching the recording of this concert is magical and honestly never fails to make me a little emotional because there's one thing that sets this concert apart from the others that would follow, and that's the fact that the producers of the songs were actually invited on stage to play alongside the Vocaloid.
That's pretty legit.
Imagine how that must have felt like. Songs they probably made in their bedrooms were now being played to a live audience of thousands of people.
That's how it should be right there. That's culture, man.
Culturally, and bedrooms were now being played to a live audience of thousands of people. Culturally, in Japan, Miku was spreading too. She was now appearing on TV commercials and partnering with massive brands like Toyota and Family Mart, while appearing in Google Chrome ads alongside celebrities like
She also collaborated with Domino's Pizza.
Lady Gaga and while appearing in Google Chrome ads alongside celebrities like Lady Gaga and Justin Bieber. The Golden Age also gave us one of the funniest commercials of all time.
Once your pizza's delivered, have some fun with Miku.
Yeah, yes, dude, yeah, yes. I watched a whole documentary on that a long time ago. Like years ago, I watched a whole documentary on the Hatsune. Like I'm very conscious, I'm very aware of Hatsune Miku. Like I know about Vocaloid, but I don't know the history of it and like what we're doing right now, learning. You know, but that's why I wanted to look it up. But I knew about the fucking Hatsune Miku, Domino's like collaboration because it was just so odd. They had like a Domino's CEO, like this white kind of older white like suit wearing dude rocking like a like American guy like with Hatsune Miku, this like young fresh meme culture Japanese idol girl, which is like hilarious. Like those two things are so different, and that's just such a funny fucking like just like these two worlds colliding. That's so funny. And I watched a documentary years ago that it was about lost media, and lost media, and it was about kind of like it's really good. We can actually watch it after this. It's really funny and cool and insightful. It's a really good documentary, and like the guy actually flies out. Anyway, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, it's really good. And yeah, that's funny that he mentioned that right after I mentioned it.
2000 time, Justin Bieber. The Golden Age also gave us one of the funniest commercials of all time.
Once your pizza's delivered, have some fun with Miku.
2010 also saw the release of Project Diva, the first Vocaloid rhythm game put into arcades, increasing Miku's exposure to the general public. Miku was becoming inescapable, appearing on TV, video games, and in real life alike. It truly felt like Vocaloid was experiencing a golden age. On the music side, OG producers were going strong while newcomers made the scene feel fresh. Weekly Vocaloid rankings were competitive, and there was always a new hit song to look forward to. Worlds and Dancehall from Wawaka is still one of the most popular duets to this day. Tell Your World by KZ was featured in the Google Chrome ad, and Sasakure P collabed with Deco to make Sang.
I'm wondering who owns the music though. Chat, do you know? You guys, any of you guys know who owns the song if you produce it? Like, can you legally use the Vocaloid voice and the character and like still own the record?
Q for Miku.
Or does like Sony or like Future or whatever the company's called, music, do they get like a cut of it? Like, what's that kind of work? How does that work?
His 5th birthday. Besides the three pillars, the most notable producers to come out of this era were Pinocchio P with his unique tuning of Miku and fast lyrics, and Giga with his high-energy techno-pop songs. Cosmo made the intense voice of Hatsune Miku, which became an instant classic, while Lamas P released one of the most popular meme songs in Japan of all time, Fukireta featuring Teto, which was covered by hundreds of utaites on Nico Nico. This era also saw the release of new Vocaloid voice banks such as Gumi and Iya, popularized by producers like Kemu and Orange Star with 6 Trillion Years and a One Night Story and Night Sky Patrol of Tomorrow, both viral songs. Circus P became the first Western producer to gain popularity in Japan, with his song Insanity in 2011, cementing Miku's overseas popularity, while in the same year, Jin debuted with a series of songs with interconnected stories called the Kagero Project, which would eventually be adapted into a VN, manga, and even an anime in 2014. Wow. Of course, these weren't the only ones. 40-meter piece Karakuri Piero, Reru Lily's Brain Fluid Explosion Girl, Wonderful Opportunities Remote Controller, Hachi OGP's Weekender Girl, Maritu's Brain Revolution Girl, and Neru's Lost Ones Weeping are all classics to this day. I could go on, but my personal favorite, Michi M, also debuted in this era with Freely Tomorrow, proving to be one of the most talented new producers with his ability to make Miku sing like a real person. As for songs that went viral, Kikuo made one of the most iconic songs to come out of the 21st century. 7 letters, 1 word.
Maybe Koi. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Aishite, Aishite, Aishite. And Kurousa made one of the most popular Vocaloid songs of all time, Senbon Sakura. The stage had been set for 2011, July 2nd, Mikunopolis. Miku singing in Mikunopolis to a sold-out crowd in the world's entertainment capital of Los Angeles cemented Miku as a global pop icon. This concert was legendary for so many reasons. Not only was the setlist absolutely insane, but it was—
This guy is a pretty big Miku fan, you think?
It was the first time Miku performed in America.
Legendary for so many reasons. Nah, that's really cool.
If you were here, you weren't just hearing Miku sing, you were—
It is pretty legendary.
part of history, and I don't think you were here, you weren't just hearing Miku sing, you were part of history, and I don't think there will ever be a concert like it. By the end of 2012, Miku's internet popularity was reaching new heights when Miku ni
Don't we have Discord Hatsune Miku? Can't you get like Discord, like Hatsune Miku like profile art and stuff? Don't they? Haven't they done like a collaboration with Discord as well? If I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Ageru became the first Vocaloid song to reach 10 million views on Nico Nico, a monumental accomplishment at the time, becoming the first song to be inducted into the Hall of Myths, the highest honor a Vocaloid song could achieve. The Miku century felt truly unstoppable. But of course, no good thing can last forever, and like everything else, the golden age eventually had to come to a stop.
True.
You see, after the absolute peak of the early to mid 2010s, Vocaloid no longer felt like the hot new thing. In the years to follow, multiple factors would...
Maybe she doesn't have a Discord thing. I don't know. It seems like something they would do, like a collaboration with Hatsune. Like Discord Vocaloid collaboration. You know what I mean? Like profile, like banner stuff and shit like that, like for your profile. You know what I'm talking about, right? The shop.
Contribute to the fizzle hot new thing. In the years to follow, multiple factors would contribute to the fizzling popularity of the former internet sensation. Thankfully not going out with a bang, but a long drawn-out period of indifference in the era called the Miku-pocalypse. First of all, pillars of the community were leaving to pursue professional careers in music. The first big name to go was Wawaka, who stepped away from the Vocaloid scene after completing his album in 2011 to form the band Hitori. Ryo would go too in 2012 when he released his final Vocaloid song, Odds and Ends, before transitioning into producing music with human vocals under the name Supercell, having already made the massively popular ending song of Bakemonogatari in 2009. Hachi also stepped away from Vocaloid after releasing Donut Hole in 2013 to focus on his music career as Kenshi Yonezu, who I'm sure needs no introduction. Even Deco, famous for his work ethic and producing bangers at a consistent rate, only released 2 songs in 2015, compared to the 8 in the year prior. For a while, it seemed like our GOAT was washed. The release of Vocaloid V4 at the end of 2014 also dealt a massive blow to community morale when the new engine lacked support for less popular voice banks. This meant smaller producers who'd built their entire discographies around niche Vocaloids were pretty Vocaloid song Odds and
What the fuck?
Ends before transitioning them to Christopher's in 20 was washed. The release of Vocaloid V4 at the end of 2014 also dealt a massive blow to community morale when the new engine lacked support for less popular voice banks. This meant smaller producers who'd built their entire discographies around niche Vocaloids were pretty much screwed over, leading many to quit. It certainly didn't help that the rising popularity of YouTube in Japan was leading traffic away from Nico Nico, the home turf of Vocaloid culture.
Oh no!
Japan was...
That's what I was wondering earlier. Y'all remember? Remember? I was like, wait, I thought Japanese people were on YouTube too. But oh shit, okay, well that website's still going apparently. I mean, we saw that, right? You know?
Leading traffic away from Nico Nico, the home turf of Vocaloid culture. But most of all, people were simply losing interest. Vocaloid had lost its novelty and the internet moved on to other interests, leaving only a small group of dedicated fans to keep the community alive. It wasn't all bad though. This era did see the rise of some much needed fresh faces, most notably Nayuda Alien with Alien Alien, Kairi Kiber with Alkali Underachiever, and Inaba Kumori, who primarily used the voice bank Kai Yuki and made Lost Umbrella. Put them in your notes cause they'll come up later. Kikuo and Pinocchio P alongside Deco eventually became the new big 3 of this era, while Maretu and Orange Star kept going strong throughout the mid-2010s, even releasing some huge hits like Mindbrand and Daybreak Frontline. The music of this era was marked by experimentation and expanding boundaries. Songs with edgier and more mature themes became popular. More and more, producers were going outside of Miku's sweet idol persona to embrace darker visuals. While producers like Utsupi explored new genres such as metal with his song Hyper Reality Show. Nayuda Alien made songs about aliens. Ironically, Vocaloid became more popular in the West during this era too.
Hatsune Miku.
There were new Western producers like Ghost and Creep P, and even mainstream musicians like Porter Robinson used Vocaloid in his music. Crusher P made Echo in 2014, which is still the most viewed English Vocaloid song to this day. Anna Managuchi released Miku, which quickly became a staple intro song in many concerts. Speaking of celebrities, massive J-pop artists today like Eve, Nabuna from Yorushika, and Ayase from YOASOBI all got their starts as indie Vocaloid producers during this era. 2015 also marked the beginning of a classic song being inducted into the Hall of Myth every year, starting with Melt, then Senbon Zakura, Metroshika, Mosaic Roll era. 2015 also marked the beginning of a classic song being inducted into the Hall of Myth every year, starting with Melt, then Senbon Zakura, Metroshika, Mosaic Roll, and World's End Dance Hall. It's also worth noting that Miku Expo had a very successful tour across North America in 2016, introducing the Song Contest, which gave amateur producers a chance to have their songs featured in the concerts. Circus P won in 2016 with 10,000 stars, becoming a big moment for Western producers. Magical Mirai, Miku's flagship concert in Japan, was also held every year throughout this era with a lot of success. In retrospect, maybe this era of Vocaloid wasn't as bad as people made it out to be, but in comparison to the golden age, it was hard not to feel like Vocaloid was a shell of its former self, slowly bleeding relevance, going back to a niche genre only few dedicated fans enjoy. All of these sentiments came to a head when Hachi returned to Miku one last time in the 2017 song Sand Planet.
Hey, guy named Poop in the live chat, you've been ranting for like the last hour in the live chat about Pride Month and like companies not supporting it anymore. Are you okay? You're like, you seem a little obsessive about that topic. You're like having a conversation with yourself. I don't even know if anyone's replying to you in the chat. It's been going for, I feel like it's been going on for like a half an hour. Maybe I'm wrong. Here, I'm scrolling up. No, actually it hasn't. Maybe I'm wrong. But you've been like going on about it for a while, man. You good? You okay? You feeling stressed out about Pride Month or something? Companies including Google, Meta. Yeah, no, you're okay. You don't have to say sorry. You're okay. You don't have to say sorry. I'm just checking on you, man. Yeah, no, a lot of companies aren't doing the Pride Month thing anymore. I mean, that's kind of fine. I don't really give a shit, right? Because it's not about the companies, right? You know? They shouldn't be getting involved in all that stuff anyway. I think a company's job isn't to support a political message. I think a company should just be a company, right? You know what I mean? Don't you agree? You know? Like, I don't go to Walmart or Home Depot and think about, oh man, I wonder if they support, you know, guys fucking each other. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm bi. Like, I'm queer technically, you know, and I'm not like, I don't give a fuck if Home Depot is or isn't in support of, I'm like, whatever, bro. That's not what I'm going to fucking Home Depot for. I'm going to Home Depot to buy wood to build a fucking half pipe to skate on, or like, you know, to get a fucking 2x4 for a thing. Like, I don't, like, what am I why do I give a fuck if they got a rainbow flag in their Twitter bio? I don't care if they do have one. I don't care if they don't. I don't get mad if they have one in their Twitter bio or in their profile picture. I don't care if they turn their fucking logo into a rainbow. Like, if they don't do it, whatever either. I don't care. Yeah, exactly. Bro's just looking for a can of primer paint. I don't give a fuck if you don't support or do. Like, whatever, dude. You're a fucking faceless company. Shut the fuck. Like, what are you talking about? You're fucking Home Depot. Shut up. Like, what? Who gives a fuck, man?
The song had a fully animated music video where Hachi depicts the vocal play on Hachi off Golden Age. It was hard not to feel like Vocaloid was a shell of its former self, slowly bleeding relevance, going back to a niche genre only few dedicated fans enjoy. All of these sentiments came to a head when Hachi returned to Miku one last time in the 2017 song Sand Planet. The song had a fully animated music video where Hachi depicts the Vocaloid community as a barren desert, and a group of masked survivors with instruments on their backs are following Miku to an unknown destination. The lyrics makes multiple references to iconic Vocaloid songs like Melt, Mosaic Roll, and World's End Dance Hall, while Miku calls out for survivors to come out to make sure they don't leave behind any regrets. I think Sand Planet is a poignant reflection of the state of the Vocaloid community in 2017, though it did land Hachi in some drama with other producers, most notably Kurage P, who felt offended that one of the most influential Vocaloid producers of all time would depict the scene as a barren wasteland, especially when there were still passionate producers making music. But I don't think Hachi ever meant for his song to be a funeral, but rather a call to action. Hachi wanted fans and producers to hear his song and come out to prove him wrong, to prove that Vocaloid was still alive and well. And miraculously, they did. As if to answer the call, several things would happen at the height of the Miku-pocalypse that put Miku back on the grid. Starting in 2016, when Deco Nina made a comeback to the Vocaloid scene with Ghost Rule. This song blew up, but more importantly, showed us a brand new version of Deco we'd never heard before. Our GOAT was back. In the same year, Ryo made The Name of Sin using Miku for the first time in 4 years, and in 2017, Wawaka returned to give his final gift to the Vocaloid community, Unknown Mother Goose, before his tragic passing in 2019. Thank you, Wawaka. Your song saved and inspired thousands.
Rest in peace to Wawaka.
The return of Vocaloid's 4 most influential producers would eventually trigger its revitalization, but the renaissance didn't truly begin until 2020, with the launch of Project Sekai. A mobile rhythm gacha game and the spiritual successor of the Project Diva series. Though receptions on the actual game are mixed, its launch brought several OG producers out of retirement to write original songs for the game, bringing in new and old fans alike, breathing new life into the Vocaloid community with the power of gambling. But the renaissance had only just begun. 2020 and the pandemic saw a shift
Your favorite anime, Koi? I paused it just for you. Alright, moving on.
In popular culture in general, anime was becoming more mainstream, and the meteoric rise of VTubers on YouTube introduced a Taite culture to a whole new audience.
Who's the most iconic VTuber? Is it the Shark Girl? I feel like it's the Shark Girl. Am I wrong? Is it the Shark Chick? I feel like it's the Shark one, right? Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Hololife's cover of Fukireta having almost 50 million views alone. The fall off of Nico Nico and the shift to YouTube was starting to show its merits too. The sheer size of YouTube allowed over 300 Vocaloid songs to reach the coveted 10 million views milestone compared to Nico Nico's 25, making it easier than ever for new artists to be discovered. On top of that, 2020
Yeah, it's gotta be the Shark Girl, right?
saw the rise of a year than ever for new artists to be discovered. On top of that, 2020 saw the rise of a new internet platform juggernaut, TikTok. In 2022, a trend on TikTok pushed Goodbye Sangen by Chinozo featuring Flower to be the first Vocaloid song to reach 100 million views on a single platform, setting a new bar which had never been possible before, the Hall of Immortality. On the music side of things, Kairiki Bear and Inaba Kumori felt like they were reaching their full potential, with their most popular songs, Venom, which featured the new Vocaloid Flower, and Lag Train. This era saw its wave of newcomers too. Hiragi Kirai, Shuro, and Kanaria all helped bring new fans into the community with songs like Love Ka, Bitter Choco Decoration, and King, being covered by tons of popular singers and VTubers. If you couldn't tell by now, the hot new Vocaloid of this era was Flower, and many producers jump-started their careers using her. Meanwhile, the OGs were back to releasing career-defining bangers like Goddish from Pinocchio P and Gimme Gimme by Hachioji P and Giga, and Deco. Following Ghost Rule in 2016, the GOAT went on a generational run that hasn't ended to this day. Hibana, Otome Dissection, Vampire, Salamander, and finally, Rabbit Hole in 2023 would go absolutely viral. This mix of new and OG producers consistently releasing hit songs brought back that feeling of being a Vocaloid fan during the golden age. The feeling was only amplified by Project Voltage in 2023, a collaboration between Hatsune Miku and the biggest video game franchise in the world. Not only did this bring your favorite producers together to make Pokemon-themed songs, it also started a massive art trend on Twitter, with artists drawing fan art of the different types of Mikus as well as imagining their own. This, coupled with the Brazilian Miku trend in 2024, helped Miku return to the public eye. 2024 was a great year for Miku. With the end of the lockdown, she returned to tour the world in Miku Expo 2024, which had some controversy due to the use of LED screens instead of holograms, but the sold-out tickets were physical proof that Vocaloid was back. The winner of this Expo's song contest was Magical Cure Love Shot by Sawtone, which felt like a blast to the past of classic Vocaloid Denpa songs and gave us Miku Miku Beam. 2024 was also the year of viral songs. In April, Crusher P entered the Hall of Immortality when Echo hit 100 million views. In July, Shinamota's Young Girl A became the third immortal song, having gone viral on TikTok a year prior. May he rest in peace. In November, Kikuo's Aishite 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 became the first Miku song to hit 100 million views, and just a day later, Yukopi's Kyofu All Black, which had become a massive meme, also entered the Hall of Immortality. Finally, April 27th, TikTok a year prior. May he rest in peace. In November, Kikuo's Aishite 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 became the first Miku song to hit 100 million views, and just a day later, Yukopi's Kyofu All Black, which had become a massive—
I wanna hear that one. Is that it, or am I wrong? What is it called? All Black? No, Vocaloid. All back. I like that song. That was good. I like the recorder.
Meme also entered the Hall of Immortality. Finally, April 27th. Mesmerizer. Written by Satsuki and animated by Channel Castation, the song features Miku and Teto with her new immaculate synth-B vocals and blew up in ways we'd never seen before. Mesmerizer hit 100 million views in just 7 months, becoming the fastest growing Vocaloid song in history. A character made as an April Fool's joke was now in the Vocaloid Hall of Immortality, a feat only 5 other songs have ever achieved. It can't be understated how much Teto's boom contributed to the revitalization of Vocaloid. Tetori's override.
And she's a redhead. I mean, not like red-haired ginger, but like, I mean, you could say that, right? She's a pale ginger, like red hair, but that's more like red. It's not like ginger red. You know what I mean? There's a difference. That's like color red, not like hair red, you know, not copper color, not orangish ginger, goldish ginger. It's like red, but hey, that's pretty cool.
And Hitomania all came out within the last 2 years and are sitting at over 50 million views.
Let's go redheads.
Each. And recently, smaller producers like Jamie P have been making some awesome works. It really feels like the era of Teto is here. I think it's also a really cool coincidence that every entry in the Hall of Immortality features a different Vocaloid, sort of representing
That's kind of cool.
The different voice banks that became popular during each era, but throughout the years, Miku has always stayed number 1. So yeah, it wasn't until pretty recently that Miku entered her renaissance. Now she's being added to Fortnite, appearing at Coachella and selling out concerts with no signs of stopping. In 2025, there's been a Miku movie released in theaters, and of course, Deco dropped another banger. It really feels like we're experiencing a second golden age of Miku, and I really hope it doesn't.
Yeah, I know this meme. Wait, what is this?
It really feels like a movie released in theaters, and of course, Deco dropped another banger. It really feels like we're experiencing a second golden age of Miku, and I really hope it doesn't slow down anytime soon. The songs I mentioned in this video are obviously just the ones I believed had the most cultural impact on Vocaloid. It would be impossible to list every good song in a single video, and I still left out a lot of popular songs, so if there's any songs you think should have made the list, please leave it down below. I'd love it if the comment section for this video could be a place where people can discover new music. You might have noticed I didn't spend too much time speaking about any one producer in particular, and that's because Vocaloid has and always will be a fandom driven by the community. Through all of its ups and downs, it's always been the community leading the charge, the producers, artists, and fans keeping the culture alive with their love and passion, always finding new ways of evolving and reinventing itself. And I think that's what's so special about Miku and Vocaloid as a whole. It's a community that anyone can contribute to, where artists without any professional background or training are given a chance to make a name for themselves. Miku has given voice to countless artists whose passion and creativity would have otherwise gone unsung. So to end this video, there's only one thing left for me to say. Thank you. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Big thank you to Vocastats, whose videos I referenced a lot as I was doing research for this. I honestly don't know if it would have been possible without the work they've put in. I linked their channel in the description, so please go check them out if you want to discover even more Vocaloid music. If you enjoyed this video, consider checking out the Patreon, where for just $1 you can directly support what I do. But with that,
Cool, man. It's pretty cool.
It really pains me to say this, but man, I'm getting old. It is now
Hatsune Miku, man. What song am I looking up? Ghost Roll?
I'm very angry, and it's because this little idiot right here ruined my life. Like, I can't believe it. Her voice is stuck in my head. Those songs, It's either not of you,
Tito Kasane. Let's see, what is this redhead? What the fuck, man? 9 months ago, 15 million views.
Morning set in motion for me. Clear cut. Put on the emotion. Guaranteed. And when they drag me by my feet, pick me up and march me to the beat. Make me complete. I'm miles above the street. Staring as I pass me by myself. Deceit and I breathe. Nothing but a shadow, it seems. Caught up in routine. Can they see the person beneath? The days go by so uniformly, tightly controlled and determined for me, yeah. Showered in fame, my fans adore me. Only way to fuck it up is to be boring. I don't get the messages, they don't come to me. A star, never seen, shining so bright on the screen. I don't know what it is like to feel.
It's like a whole fucking, like, it's like a whole different, like, subculture. You know what I mean? That I'm not a part of. Like, it's like a whole different fucking corner of YouTube. There's so many. YouTube is massive. Like, it's like a whole different fucking culture. Like, You know what I mean? It's like crazy. I don't know, man. It's like a whole different fucking area. You know? Kind of crazy.
I got a little Chun-Li within me. I'm playing guitar.
It's not bad.
Dude, I know, Coy. I know. We need him back, don't we?
Whoa. This is war. Put down your wares and bring yourselves unto me. I will hunt you down and really smite thee. You have been warned with the Cherokee ancestry. How? Hey! And now for something. Hey! And now for something slightly different. Dabba dabba doo! Simpson, Homer Simpson, he's the greatest guy in history. From down the Springfield, he's about to hit a chestnut tree. You think you're so tough? You think you're so tough? No, you are not. You are weak. This war is far from beyond over, Mr. Clyde. Shagara fish! Would you like to make a wish? Ew, smoking peace pipe. Ain't no sayings of the fiddle, no sayings of the fiddle like this. Ain't no sayings of the fiddle, no sayings of the fiddle like this. A song yo say wah wah, ho ho hey ya ho. A song yo say wah wah, ho ho hey ya ho. Ain't no sayings of the fiddle, no sayings of the fiddle like this. Ain't no sayings of the fiddle, no sayings of the fiddle like this. A song yo say wah wah, ho ho hey ya ho. A song yo. Seriously, between me and Jackie, I love you, sweetheart. Boing. Seriously, take me down. I want you to kill me. Glorious, kill me now. Kill me now. I don't want to live this life of being a spot of Satan anymore. Ah! Now, I have nothing against the Jewish people. I mean, they're people too, and I got nothing against the Jewish community. I mean, they have their views, and we have our views. Let's just leave it at that. About the people who do the animation for...
Someone send that to Nick Fuentes.
Let's just leave it at that. About the people who do the animation for Family Guy, thinking about making a skit in mockery parody of me on the show. But I would like to make it clear that I don't want just a skit if you're gonna do anything of me, I would like to be involved and voice myself in the show, as well as a sexual character. Now, I have my story for at least one episode, and I'm willing to go multiple episodes in agreement with Seth MacFarlane and the crew. Anyway, first off, the rumored drawn version of me that looks like a Cleveland clone. No. But I have watched all the episodes of Family Guy, regardless of the way, and I drew a good version of myself, which these drawings I'm going to show on here will be on the Wikipedia a little later on tonight, along with the next page. Anyway, there you go. That's a good version of me right there to draw for the show. Hello, loves. Good evening there. I'm Bob McCartney, and I'm going to sing you a song. It's a day in the life, and it is a good day for the life. Yes, good day for living. It's a beautiful day over here in Virginia. Rock on, England. Good evening, loves. Hello. You know, the word gay tends to be thrown around a lot. I know you. You're just a pussy. You're just a pussy. You're just a dang lowlife. You do not deserve to live, you mother beeper. You hide behind your mother's skirt, and you just call your own beeping sanctuary the basement of which you dwell in. Sonic had a twin brother, and he's a basketball all-star.
Fucking you beep. Like, what the fuck?
You're a shooting star, no matter where you are. As far as the eye can see, no matter who you be.
Oh, the fucking AC. Give me a sec. I kind of want to learn animation, like 2D animation. I kind of want to learn 2D animation. And I already know how to use Blender, so just curious. Yeah, 2-minute long video. Let me just see what this is.
Wanna draw and animate in Blender?
Yeah, 2 minutes long. Let's just see what this is about.
Let's use grease pencil and make it happen in 3 minutes. Let's go! Open Blender, select 2D animation, boom! You have everything you need already. Start with a sketch. Super simple. Over here, in the brush settings, pick your brush, stroke material, adjust the size, opacity and tablet sensitivity. If a stroke looks weird, use the sculpt mode to adjust it. Sweet! Now do that again, but better. Layers are your friend, so keep everything organized. Frog on one layer, background on another. That way, you can tweak stuff later. Now let's add color. No need to overcomplicate the background, just paint it like you normally would. Say again, parallax with projection mapping? Now that's some next level.
Whoa, hold on, chill out now.
Say again, need to overcomplicate the background, just paint it like you normally would. Say again, parallax with projection mapping? Now that's some next level stuff. Let's save it for another time. For the frog, 2 options. First, use many layers for each fill color, or use one but change the paint mode. You decide. Use the fill tool, seriously, it's the best. Modifiers are where the magic happens. Add noise modifier to give the frog's lines a bit of wobble, makes it look hand-drawn. less static. You can also mess with thickness to change the line weight, or tint to adjust the color subtly with modifiers. Let's make it move, shall we? Enable auto keyframe and animate the blinking and puffing up.
Yeah, see, here's the interesting part. Okay. I've done animation in Blender, but I've done 3D animation. But I can also draw, so I'm just curious.
Animate the blinking and puffing up.
Whoa, chill.
Enable auto keyframe and animate the blinking and puffing up. Don't forget to turn on onion skinning so you can see your past and future. Jump into the top sheet to fine-tune those keyframes. Easy, right? Let's make that background grass sway in the wind without drawing every frame. Just set 2 keyframes for the start and end of the motion and use interpolate sequence to fill in the frames between them. Blender handles the in-betweens for you. Look at that smooth and fluid animation with minimal effort. Keep in mind, it works only if you have the same strokes but modified in edit or sculpt modes. But that won't stop us, right? Let's add some effects. Add that soft Ghibli glow and a rim light to the frog. Then blur the background element slightly to create a sense of depth. You've now got a Ghibli style shot ready for action. As a cherry on top, let's throw in some camera movement. It's a 3D space after all, so why not make it dynamic? And there you have it. Don't just take my word for it, grab the source file and see the magic yourself. Next, we are going all out. Animate your illustration and bring it to another level with all that Blender wizardry. You need to see.
You guys, if you don't have Blender installed on your computer, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I have tried to tell people, I've told people many times in the past, install Blender. It's totally free. It's open source. It's not that hard to learn if you have patience and an attention span that's not completely fried. Like, it's really, really cool. It's legit. I've used Blender for years, off and on, and it's legit.
This. Psst, press subscribe.
Yeah. It's legit, man.
Hi everybody, Animated Wabi here.
Blender is legitness.
Welcome to my Blender tutorial for 2D animation. I've gotten a lot of questions regarding my process making these animations, and yeah, so here we are. And now I'll pass the mic over to Real Wabi.
Thanks, Animated Wabi. I'll take it from here.
What are you doing?
All right, let's get started. So I wanted to say off the bat, this isn't really going to be like a beginner tutorial. There's so many great resources for learning the basics in Blender. I personally recommend watching this video by Bryson McBee. It's a great intro to using Grease Pencil, which is the 2D animation features in Blender. I'm going to link that down in the description. I'm basically going to run through my process for making animations in Blender, along with some tips for making things a bit faster. That being said, I'm going to quickly go over some stuff just in case you wanted to be a little crazy person and not heed my warnings. So here, first thing we're going to do is click on 2D animation under new file, which will bring us here to this window. If you're using a drawing tablet that has a pen with some buttons on it, I recommend mapping.
I need a drawing tablet with a pen. That's the next thing I gotta get. I've got like pretty much everything that I want as far as tech goes. I've got a Stream Deck. I've got an entire, music studio area. I've got, multiple VR headsets. I've got full body tracking, Vive trackers. I've got a really nice Sony record player with a bunch of really nice vinyls. I've got several monitors that are really nice. I've got my Bible, obviously. Well, not my Bible, a Bible. It's not my Bible, but, well, it is, I guess, my Bible. It belongs to me, but it's a Bible that was gifted to me by someone, I'm not sure. So I don't know. I haven't opened it, though, really. But anyway, I got a Bible. I've got, the Mac. I've got the PC. I've got a bunch of stuff in here. I've got the Google stuff, the smart home things. I've got my wireless controllers here with the dock. I've got a Stream Deck. I've got the microphone, the nice Rode mic. Like, I've got all the stuff I need. The one thing I don't have, and I'm a really good drawer, not to toot my own horn. I'm a pretty good artist when I'm, like, sitting down and actually trying, is a drawing pad. I would love to have a drawing pad. And honestly, I think it'd be really cool to do like a digital big book kind of type thing. But it would be really cool to do whole streams where I'm drawing live. Because I can draw really fast. Like really good. I'd probably be a pretty good caricature artist. You know, the people that do it like out in like on the beach and stuff. Like they do caricatures in like 5 minutes of people. I'm pretty good at that kind of stuff. And like I'm good at fast drawing. Especially stylized, like graffiti style. It's really cool. But I really want to get a freaking tablet, like a drawing pad that sits right here on my desk in front of my keyboard that I can take a pen and anything I draw on it will go on the screen, the monitor in front of me, and everyone can see it live. That'd be so freaking cool. And I could animate with Blender. I could connect it to Blender. Are you shitting me? That'd be so fucking cool. I can make animations. Then I could produce my own music, and I can make animated 2D animated music videos. That'd be so fucking cool. Anyway.
One of the buttons on the pen to middle mouse, because that's going to be the main way that you move around the window here. So yeah, if you hold down shift and middle mouse, that lets you pan around. And if you hold down control and middle mouse, that lets you zoom in and out. That's pretty much all you need. If you accidentally hold down middle mouse and not one of these buttons, you're going to like spin like this. Because even though we are animating in 2D, Blender is still 3D software. So you're technically just animating on a 2D plane in a 3D world. But if you do find yourself in this situation, you can just go over here to the top right, and there's this little camera icon, and that'll bring you back to the camera view. This big window here is our 3D viewport. On the top left, you'll see some settings for the brush. Here's some presets. I usually do the ink stuff. So animation preset, you start out, click on that, and then yeah. So with the audio in, we can get started with our animatic, or click on that, and then you could change the volume. Just set it to like 0.4. Same controls you use for moving around the viewport is the same for the timelines and stuff. So middle mouse, you know, lets you pan around. And if you hold down control and middle mouse, you could zoom in. A lot of fun stuff. Okay, any questions so far? What race am I? I'm Filipino. I don't know why that's important. Okay, let's get started. Today I'm going to be animating the intro to this video. First thing I'm going to do is bring in an audio file. Something cool about Blender actually is that every window here can be like moved around and resized, and you can add new windows and stuff pretty easily. So to bring in an audio file, we actually need a different window than what we currently have. So if you hover down on the bottom right, you can see this little crosshair show up, and if you drag, it'll just make a new window. At the top left of all of these windows, you could change it. So you click here, and we're going to go over to, on the left side, video sequencer, so that we can bring in our audio. From here, I'm just going to drag and drop the file to channel 1. The same controls you use for moving around the viewport is the same for the timelines and stuff. So middle mouse. And then here on the right side in our properties menu, near the bottom, you could see strip property. Yeah. So with the audio in, we can get started with our animatic or rough animation, whatever you want to call it. By default, Blender has auto keying on, which means if I go anywhere on the timeline and I draw, it just automatically creates a new keyframe, which is pretty nice. We can kind of just get started drawing. So I'm going over to frame 1, where there should already be a keyframe set, and then I'm just going to draw the guy.
Yeah, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to see right here. So you start with keyframe 1.
Okay.
You draw your like rough character.
Quick tip number 1. When you start with the 2D animation preset, you start out in draw mode, but there are a couple different modes in Blender. If you come up here to the top left, you could see draw mode. And if we go over to edit mode, that's where you can edit all the different lines and stuff. I'm going to spam some short cuts for you, and if you have a line selected, you could select lines by clicking on them, and if you hold down shift, you can select multiple
shift and click more.
Multiple lines. You could press G to move them around. You could press R to rotate them. And you can press S to scale. And this is really useful, like, you know, say you wanted to to move something around, you drew it in a weird way. Say I wanted to move the head down a bit. I press G, and then I move it down. If you wanted to select all of the lines, you could press A, and then G moves it around, or S scales it, and yeah. Quick tip number 2. There's a really powerful tool in Blender that I didn't really learn until pretty recently. It's the Sculpt tool. If you use Photoshop, it's like the Liquify tool, but it's pretty powerful because you can use it for specific lines. So if I go over to the top left again under Draw Mode and I go to Sculpt Mode, I pretty much only use the Grab tool, which is this one here. And that lets you just kind of nudge lines around.
See, that's cool. You're just using the grab tool to kind of nudge things around. Subtle movements, you know, adds life to the animation. That's really cool.
Which is awesome. If you press 2 on your keyboard, that'll trigger this thing up here. You can also come up here and click on here. If I try to nudge stuff around, it doesn't let me. That's because we need to select lines. So it'll only nudge lines that you have selected, and you can select lines by holding down Alt and clicking on a line. So now I can isolate this layer and just have that be affected. If you hold down Shift and Alt, you could select multiple lines. So I could, for example, select this whole arm and then, you know, animate it waving or something like that, or if I needed to move it around for whatever reason.
See, that's fantastic.
To resize the brush, you hold down F and then move your mouse. There you go.
Yeah, so animating from keyframe 1 to just... I wonder if, like, when you move the hand... I wonder... I'm just wondering how the line works. Like, if it breaks or... I don't know. Like, I'm wondering how it looks when you go from keyframe 1 to the hand just being straight like that. If you use your tools to, like, move the arm down to somehow, like, would the keyframe go from 1 and it would just go down smoothly, or if it would have just, like, blip over? That's what, I don't know. I'm just curious. I'm just learning. I'm just curious. Yeah.
Okay, I have the first frame done, and I'm just going to scrub ahead to somewhere where I think the body would move.
Hi, everybody.
You know what? I can actually just animate his hand waving.
Right, that's what I want to see.
Everybody, so I'm just going to go a couple frames forward. I'll go into edit mode. Actually, quick tip number 4, a quicker way to switch between modes. If you go over to edit at the top left and then preferences, and then you go down to key map, down here over 3D view, it says tab for pie menu. Click that on, and now you should be able to switch between modes using tab. It's a quicker way to do that. So I'm going to animate this hand waving, and I could redraw it, but since this is just like the rough animatic, I think I can just select the hand, press R to rotate.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to see right here. This is what I wanted to learn, like how it operates. Like, so I want to see if it goes like that or if it goes like that, smooth. You understand? Like, how does it show it moving?
And then G to move it around. And there you go. So I'm going to go zoom in here, control middle click. You can copy and paste these frames, control C, and then move over and then paste. Or you could duplicate the frames, which is essentially the same thing, using Shift D, but now you could move the frames like this. And as with navigation in the 3D viewport, the transformation shortcuts are also the same. So if I wanted to scale these 2 keyframes and bring the second one closer, I can press S and scale that up or down. You could do that with a bunch of keyframes. If you wanted to make a movement slower or faster, you could press S and scale. You can also press G to move it left and right. Let's see how that looks.
Hi, everybody.
Actually, let's make that a bit faster. So I'm going to select all the keyframes, go over to the first keyframe, and then hit S to scale. And here's another thing. You can actually input number values. So if you wanted to double the length, you could hit S2, and then that'll make it twice as long. But since I want it to be faster, I'll press S, and then I'll press 0.5. And then that'll make it twice as fast.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, that's cool. Now I can just take these keyframes, Shift D to duplicate, drag them over. On frame 26 is when he starts saying animated. So I'm going to have the arms come up. I'll go over to eraser stroke, get rid of everything. Back over to the brush tool. So I feel like I made this left arm a little too long. Perfect time to use the sculpt tool. So I just go over here, make sure that we're on grab, and then I can just, nudge that arm closer. When he
Blender's so fucking legit, dude.
says welcome, I'm gonna have his arms come down. So I'm gonna bring in this old keyframe.
How can you not love Blender?
Select it, Shift D, go back to the keyframe, and then
It's so freaking cool. It's the little things, you know?
get rid of this arm. Shift D, go back to the keyframe, and then get rid of this arm. Maybe here I'll have his arm come up again. Since we have auto keying on, every time you draw or even erase, it'll make a new keyframe automatically. So I'm going to erase this arm. Yeah, I'll erase this whole thing. Have him point up. Maybe I'll have the head turn up and to the right to look at it as well. So let's get rid of all this. Onion skinning is on by default, but you could turn it on and off. Over here, it's these 3 overlapping balls by the layer that you're working on. One thing I forgot to mention is once you bring your audio clip in, you have to change the end frame to however long your audio file is. So if I go down over here, here's the audio file, and I want it to come down, say I want to end it at 18 seconds. If I come back to the timeline, I can see that it ends on frame 432. So here at the bottom right, you can see the start frame, the end frame, I want to set to 432. Cool. Okay, so I've got the rough animation pretty much done. All right, let's see how it went.
Hi everybody, Animated Wabi here. Welcome to my Blender tutorial for 2D animation. I've gotten a lot of questions regarding my process making these animations, and yeah, so here we are. And now I'll pass the mic over to Real Wabi. What are you doing? Oh. Hi.
Nice. Now that the rough animation's done, we have some setup to do before we can get started on the final line art and coloring. So down here at the bottom, we didn't really change much here. We just drew on the lines layer, or unless you clicked on the fills layer at some point. You should have been drawing on one of these 2 layers that are just there by default. We can get rid of the fills layer because we don't really need it. So first thing we're going to do is clean up these layers. If we click here under Object Data Properties, you could see the layers that we have, which is lines and fills. We can get rid of our fills because there's nothing really on it at the moment. And we could rename this line art to rough animation. So now we need to make some new layers for where our fills and line art's going to go. So we want to go back to frame 1. When I animate, I typically animate using...
It makes you appreciate, the tediousness of it. It makes you appreciate the fucking, number one, I mean, I already appreciated it, but, it makes me think right now, it makes me think of the number 1 simp music video. That's, a thing, man. That was a whole... That's a whole animation, dude.
Action notice. A payment has been made.
Like a love spell. Yeah. I'm your simp, I'm your number 1 simp, yeah. I'm your simp, I'm your number 1 simp. I'm your SIMP simp. I bought everything off your Amazon wish list. You're my jingle bell every day like Christmas. I respect a woman who handles a business. I can tell that you are the bitch and ambitious. Who's my
But I don't think that he, my friend at the time, I don't think he used Blender. He was using another software, though.
favorite girl, game of you, and that's a no-brainer. I'm your biggest donator. Sit and watch me flex. Say the sim god is a chest banger. Maybe we can text later, have sex later. I pay for your premium Snapchat, baby. You a thick buddy, thick buddy.
I wonder if I have the original animatic. Not animatic, but the original drawing I did for. Hold on, let me show you. Wonder if I've got this. I don't think I've ever shown this on screen before, but let me look if I can. Let me see if I've got this here. Includes no. Includes file type. video. Right.
Amazon wish.
So these were the original sketches then. True. Okay. Didn't I edit? I thought I edited like a whole video together for him. I know, I'm sure I did. Hold on, let me try and find this. Yeah, I can show you some of the stuff that I did. So these were the. This was some of the. I did like a digital. But then I did like. Let me make sure there's nothing like crazy on here. Yeah, so this shows some of what I was doing. So these were the original sketches. So a close shot of the phone. That turned into the intro. With the little dream cloud. And then. This is a video that I sent to my animator friend. Opens up. So I was thinking like cotton candy kind of clouds and shit. And then I fall out of the sky. You know, this is the copper. You know, it's meant to be rough. They're just quick sketches, right? Just quick sketches. You know, I land on this fucking, yeah, storyboarding, exactly. I directed the animation. Like, I legit directed it. Like, I went over it a lot with him. It was pretty cool. It was a fun experience. So when you watch the #1 Simp music video, like, I actually legit directed it. And you know, you can see the things I did there. She pulls out the hoodie. Yeah, this is footage that you wouldn't normally see. But I did like the fucking thing, man. And so anyway, it was let me see if I can find the whole thing. I'm sure I got it on here. Also, I did the rotation. Like, originally we were just doing the moonwalk, which I said how I wanted the rotation lyric video. Then I was thinking, you know what? Let's add a little bit of an intro to that. So I put like #1 for like the first frame. So check this out.
Lately, it seems like all my old friends hate me. Got me.
So these are things that you wouldn't normally see, but like I actually direct this stuff, you know. I have a vision, I have an idea. You know, I'm an artist. So like this is, but I don't like kind of make a point of highlighting this kind of stuff. I don't normally show this kind of stuff on streams, but so instead of it just being the lyric video of me going back, I'm thinking, well, before I start the song, I should like be looking up, like it starts with just the moon, and then it transitions, it fades into the earth, and then I'm looking up at it, it like comes down. And then I kind of look down, I grin, and then I wide shot, cuts to that. And so that little animatic becomes the fucking, you know, the actual, like, little things like that, you know. That's how it gets made, you know. So that little animatic you just saw becomes this eventually.
Na 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 na. Yeah. Lately, it seems like all my old friends hate me. Got me wondering who's been changing. Was it them or was it me? It all happened suddenly. Didn't think they'd up and leave. But lately, everyone's been acting so crazy. Acting up or acting kinda shady. I wish that I could say it don't faze me, but you know what I'm thinking. I just need a rotation.
Yeah, so that's how that gets made. Like, I do the storyboarding. I did the storyboarding for Number One Simp. Any kind of anime stuff on my channels, I get really into it. You know, I love the idea of Copper. Like, I'm not a character. Just to be clear, the way I'm talking is gonna sound like that, but it's not. But I like the idea of like CopperCab being an anime character as well. You know what I mean? So it's like a fun kind of idea. So, like, yeah, kind of, you know, those Miyazaki vibes. Like, it's kind of fun to think about. That kind of like, oh, I'm live action. I'm also there's also an animated universe. You know, like an anime, not animated, like that anime style. I'm on the beach with Belle Delphine, then I'm on the moon. It's kind of the same character, you know, same design-ish. A little bit of a different tweet, but yeah, man. So I have a lot of fun directing those kinds of things. It's a lot of fun. I'll show you another version of that like kind of before it got finished. I'll show you. This is an early version of that, right? An early version.
Lately, it seems like all my old friends hate me. Got me.
And there's Aubrey at the end. So you kind of get to see how, you know, the steps. So you kind of you get an idea, and then that becomes the rotation lyric video. So I'm in, you know, communication with my animator friend, and I'm like saying, oh, I don't know, let's clean that up some. Let's go over that. You know what I mean? Being creative is so much fun. What up, Pimpernel? Speaking of creative people, how's it going, man? Pimpernel's an artist himself, so yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to do that kind of stuff. Let me see. Can I find the thing? Yeah. It's a lot of fun. Like some other visuals and shit. References and just images from the and then there's some early CopperCab anime when I was kind of working on the design with our matter. Brandon Perez, I'm pretty sure his name is. But like, okay, what are we gonna do for the style? Like, what's the eyebrows, the beard, this and that? Like, how do we, you know what I mean? And then there's Belle Delphine's design we were working on. Is it gonna be more rounded? Is it gonna be more like angular? What's the shirt? Is it gonna be her 777 t-shirt? Is it gonna be like a lifeguard top? I was like thinking, okay, you know, what are we doing there? So, you know, these are early kind of designs. We ended up going with something kind of more like underwear, kind of basic swimming type of outfit, you know. There's one of the early art images, you know, giving you kind of an idea of anime Copper. Pretty cool. I like that. And then Belle Delphine. One of the early, this wasn't her final design, but one of the early Belle Delphine drawings. And then here's one of the images from the storyboarding. When I was going over it, like I was trying to explain, I wanted a giant pink guy. I wanted pink guy to come out of the water, and I wanted it to kind of, his head to like rotate out of the water, and like, you know what I mean? And it's just to get the idea across, little stick figures, Copper and Belle. But and then I also came up with this. I just threw this together very quickly, just to further the idea of like, okay, you know what I mean? So you know, when you see that, it's like,
You a skank, let them comment while you laugh all the way to the bank. And OnlyFans don't happen, ask anybody with fame. That's bank. OnlyFans, Instagram,
and then here comes the reveal.
boyfriend faking. OnlyFans, Instagram, boyfriend faking. I don't need another e-girl, yeah, 'cause you are my SeaWorld, yeah. Like a love spell, all at one spell. I be simping for a woman I don't know, IRL, yeah. I'm your simp, I'm your number one simp, yeah. I'm your simp, I'm your number one simp, yeah. I'm your simp, I'm your number one simp. I'm your SIMP simp, yeah. Like a love spell, all at one spell. I be simping for a woman I don't know, IRL, yeah. I'm your simp, I'm your number one simp, yeah. I'm your simp, I'm your number one simp, yeah. I'm your simp, I'm your number one simp. I'm your SIMP simp.
I mean, come on, bro. That's pretty fire, right? It's pretty fire having anime Copper. That's pretty fun.
Who cares if they calling you a skank? Let them comment while you laugh.
Anyway. Ass in the air. Have I talked about, I have not talked about it in a long time. Yeah, anyway. I really want to get into 2D animation. You know, I've done the 3D stuff. I've made 3D animations before in Blender. It's pretty cool. I need a drawing pad. I think, you know, you should get a drawing pad, Pimpernel, if you're still there. You should consider getting a drawing pad. Like, to animate, to do artwork on digital. Like, have a giant sheet that you can draw on, and anything that you draw will appear on your monitor. Kind of cool, man.
Using 3 different layers per character. To add a new layer, you just click on this little plus icon on the top right. Call it Wabi Body or No Fill. Like so. You can draw with the line art tool like this, and then go over to the fill tool, and then select your pants, and then go like that. It's not the best. I think also it's referencing the rough animation layer. How do we turn that off? Advanced layers, active. So yeah, if you wanted to do this, you could, and it works. But it's also a lot faster. Depending on what you want to do, of course. The way that I do it is I just draw it with the fill already. So we'll draw this leg behind.
Nice. Look at that.
And then I'll draw this other leg.
Okay.
And that's the pants. And yeah, you kind of got to think of this object in like 3D space, so you have to draw things in order. The next thing I would draw is actually this sleeve right here.
The shirt would go over the pants.
Then I'll come in with the rest of the shirt.
Wow. Wow. It just like goes over the fucking shorts like that.
And yeah, you kind of draw.
That's nice.
It's nice too because you can use the sculpt tool to kind of nudge things in the right direction. Also, while we're here, we can go ahead and lock the rough animation layer so that we don't accidentally select it. The next thing I'll draw is this arm.
Belle Delphine erased all of her stuff from the internet? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Her YouTube channel? What do you mean? I don't like it when people do that. I don't remove my stuff from YouTube. Channel doesn't have any content. Are you fucking kidding? She deleted her Twitter? Oh no, she didn't. Okay, well I can't show this on screen. She hasn't tweeted since January. Well, anyway. Anyway, yeah, let me just get off of here. Crazy, man. Anyway. Whatever. I don't understand people, man.
Because this sleeve goes on top of it. I kind of don't like how this shoulder's really rough, so I'm going to go here with the sculpt tool, try and smooth it out. So I'm kind of just bouncing back and forth between the materials page, clicking on the material that I need. So the skin, change your brush over to whatever. It's like hands or something complex, where there's like multiple shapes involved. You can kind of just draw like a nub here, and then build on top of that nub.
Pretty legit.
Makes things a bit easier, and you don't have to make sure that you draw it right first try. The reason why I'll put the fill is gonna be red, which I do. You just go like so. Let's all right.
What do you do?
Is that crazy? Can I do this? All right, what else do I gotta do? I've got to animate the head looking up. So let's go over to the head layer. And I'm going to insert a new keyframe for both the head and the face. And then we're just going to draw this in. There's that. So now we're going to move on to lip syncing. I put out a video a while back of how I lip sync in Blender, and I got a lot of comments saying that I do it in a really crazy way. So take this whole segment with a grain of salt. This is just how I've been doing it. I'm almost absolutely certain that there's a better way to do it, but I don't know it. So here we go. I basically animate the mouth on the head layer so that I can also have the jaw move. I guess I could have it on a separate layer and then just like draw the jaw on top, but I don't know. This works for me. I'm not doing anything too crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna go over here to the head layer and I'm gonna lock the face and I'm gonna draw in some phonemes. It's basically mouth shapes that dictate different syllables and vowel sounds and consonants and whatnot. There's like a list, and I'll put it up on the screen of like all the phonemes that you technically need.
Oh, that's nice. A and I, O, C, D, G. Oh, interesting. L, something like D or the W and Q. Yeah, right. Interesting.
Or that you don't need all of them, but these are all the phonemes that there are. And I've found over time I've been able to get away with a lot less, and I'll just tell you the ones that I use now. So I have a closed mouth one. Here, let me just copy and paste this blank head keyframe. So I got a closed mouth. I have one like a big O. I have a little O. I have the A sound, ah. I have an E sound. Show some teeth. There's an L sound. La la la. And this one has the tongue in it. There's an S sound. That. And then an F sound. F. Kind of like biting your lip like that. And these are all the ones that I use, pretty much. Another thing I do, I have the jaw move. So for each of these layers, I go to my handy dandy sculpt tool, and then I select the head, like so. And then I can move the jaw down to correspond to the mouth, like this. So now the jaw moves around when the mouth speaks. Here on this head layer, I have all of the keyframes of all the phonemes. So I could take all these, and I'm going to move them over to the edge. But we do need that initial one here, so Shift-D to duplicate. And I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste all of them as I go. Again, I'm sure there's a better way of doing this, but I've been doing this for so long, I feel like I've gotten pretty fast at it. So I just scrub in the audio, see what my voice is doing, or see what the audio is saying, and then I match it to the mouth shape. So I go, hi, so I can use the ah sound for that. And then hi, could do an E. Hi, Ev. So for the V sound, it's like the same as the F sound, so I'm going to copy and paste that. Every, so back to the E sound. And then, and mouth shape. To the right, I have to see how it...
The animation. Hi, everybody.
Okay, I did it. Let's see how it turned out.
Hi, everybody. Animated Wabi here. Welcome to my Blender tutorial for 2D animation. I've gotten a lot of questions regarding my process making these animations, and yeah, so here we are. And now I'll pass the mic over to Real Wabi. What are you doing?
Oh, gotta do that part. I'm probably gonna redraw those phenomes though, just so I'm not smiling in them, but let's do this one with the head turn first. Last step is the eyes. So it's basically just having him look around, adding a couple blinks here and there, trying to make him feel more
This seems like so much fun.
alive before he ultimately dies. So shouldn't be too bad. Let's put in a little blink here. We can copy and paste the original keyframe here. Go into edit mode, select the eyes, press X to delete. Now let's turn on onion skinning so we can see where his eyes are. Go over to our line art material, and then have the eyes blink closed. And then I like to add a middle frame here. So same thing, delete those lines. And then I have one where his eye is half open. Go 2 frames forward, and then bring back the original ones.
Animated Wabi here.
Cool, and then we can just kind of spam those.
Welcome to my Blender tutorial for 2D animation. I've gotten a lot of... questions regarding my process making these animations, and yeah, so here we are. And now I'll pass the mic over to...
That's so legit, dude.
And then for this last one,
That's so cool.
I'm gonna have him blink. Guys, open. That, I believe it is done. So let's see how we did.
Hi everybody, Animated Wabi here. Welcome to my Blender tutorial for 2D animation. I've gotten a lot of questions regarding my process making these animations, and yeah, so here we are. And now I'll pass the mic over to Real Wabi. What are you doing?
I guess I should also mention how to bring in a background if you want to do that. Go into object mode. You could do that either by coming up here to the top left and then click on object mode, or if you set up the pie menu earlier, hold down tab, object mode. Now you can hold down shift and A, and that'll let you add something. Go to image and then mesh plane. That'll let you bring in an image, and here are all the backgrounds that I have. Let's put him in a classic. Let's put him in the freaking bedroom. Or the soda pop school. Let's put him back there, somewhere memorable. Here is our image. It's currently really small, so we can hit S to scale. And that'll make it bigger. And we can also hit R to rotate. If you hold down shift while you rotate it, it snaps, or control snaps it, so we could do exactly 90 degrees. Scale it up again. Press G to move it around. How's that look? Not bad.
So freaking cool, dude.
Hi everybody.
Now that the animation's done, I can teach you how to do all the little fun stuff like making the lines wiggle and little special effects and stuff like that. You're going to want to go back into object mode, select your grease pencil object, or, select your drawing. Here on the right on the properties menu, you could see this little wrench, which is for modifiers. If you click on here, you can go to deform. And then click on noise. And it'll look a little wonky right now, but we're going to fix that. We could lower the position and then maybe increase the noise scale by a little bit. If you hold down shift, you can increase it by smaller increments. So kind of play with it until you get something you like. And that's how you get the line boil effect. I put my position at 0.04 and my noise scale at 0.216. And we could also change the frequency of the line boiling. So we could set it to 2 frames. You go down here to random and then step. Set it to 2.
Wabi here. Welcome to my Blender tutorial for 2D.
You can see that the lines are wiggling.
I've gotten a lot of questions regarding my process making these animations.
Let's go over to render settings. If you click here, it looks like a little printer. This is output on the right side. You can change the resolution of your video. I'll keep mine at 1920 by 1080, but a lot of the times when I'm making shorts and stuff, I set it to the opposite, which is 1080 by 1920 for the vertical format. Frame rate, 24 FPS. Yes. We're going to be exporting as an image sequence, PNG. I don't know if that's default, but that's what it is here. And here under output, you could choose where you want the frames to export to. To export, go ahead and hit Control F12. And it's going to export all the frames. So I'm going to go ahead and let that finish exporting. Shouldn't take too long. So now all the images from the animation are rendered out. I do my post-processing and stuff in DaVinci Resolve. This isn't really going to be a DaVinci Resolve tutorial because I don't really know what I'm doing, but I bring it into DaVinci Resolve, and then I drag it onto the timeline, and then now I just need to bring the audio in. Cool. For coloring, I use this plugin called Dehancer. I kind of just drag and drop it, and that's how I get that film look, because I really don't super know well how to color grade good. Woof. All right, so there it is. The animation is done. It's imported into my video editing software. I colored it, and then I added the audio, and it's done. I'm sure in whatever video software that you want to use, you can import an image sequence as a video, but you might have to do some more digging. Sorry I can't help you there. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you had a good time. First and foremost, I hope you had a great time. And yeah, I'm excited to see what you do. If you do make something, I would love to see it. And if you have any questions, please ask me down in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer as best I can. Okay, thank you for watching. I love you. Goodbye.
Hi everybody, Animated Wabi here. Welcome to my Blender tutorial for 2D animation. I've gotten a lot of questions regarding my process making these animations, and yeah, so here we are. And now I'll pass the mic over to Real Wobby.
Thanks, Animated Wobby. I'll take it from here.
What are you doing?
All right, let's get started. So I wanted to say off the bat, this is...
It's so legit, man. That's so cool.
Hi everybody, Animated Wobby here. Welcome to my Blender tutorial for 2D animation. I've gotten a lot of questions regarding my process making these animations, and yeah, so here we are. And now I'll pass the mic over to Real Wobby.
Thanks, Animated Wobby. I'll take it from here.
What are you doing?
All right, let's get started. So I wanted to say off the bat...
That's so cool, dude. That's so freaking cool. That's so freaking cool, dude. Right? Yeah, you can do 2D animations with Blender. It's sick, man. It's so cool. If you've ever watched Wobby's stuff, have y'all seen Wobby's stuff? Let me show you some of this guy's stuff. It's so fun.
So this one is either lime flavored or grass. Grass.
Check this one out. It's either Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks.
Well, what is it? What'd you get?
Tutti Frutti!
Yay! Hey guys, check this out. This one's either buttered popcorn. Well, what flavor is it? Which one's that one? It says that it's either chocolate or death.
What flavor did you get?
It's not chocolate. It actually doesn't taste like anything. It doesn't feel like anything. It just is, you know? I think I'm gonna head out.
That's so gross.
I'm gonna shake the soda and give it to Wobby. Alright, that should be enough.
Do it more! Again! Do it again, Tommy! Do it again!
Alright, that's enough.
Okay, here I go! Man, I sure am thirsty. I would like a little soda. Oh, hey Wobby, I got you the soda. Wow, thanks. Man, you're such a great friend. Yeah. Boy, am I thirsty.
Soda pop.
What are you guys up to?
We're catching frogs.
Yeah, you should try and get one.
I think this one really likes me. Hi, I love you.
Oh my god! Hey, check this one out.
All your jokes are funny.
Wow, that's so nice. What? I want to try.
Ew, gross, stop.
What?
You literally put me down, gross.
Guys, mine's kind of weird. Oh, dude. Give me that. Wobby.
You're my best friend.
Wobby, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, bye, Fox! Hi, Jack. How's it going? Are those rats?
Yeah, they're part of my wolf pack, and we're discussing which one of us is the alpha. It's me.
I don't know if that's...
You're gonna miss the good part. Show's starting.
Welcome to the show. Let's take you home.
I don't know if I like this. I think I'm just gonna go. What are you doing?
So we're just entering the third act.
Hi, Wobby. Hi, Jack. Are those rats?
Welcome to the show. We're going to a turkey farm. Gobble, gobble. We finally get to see how they make a real Thanksgiving dinner. Boy, am I hungry.
Step one to making a real Thanksgiving dinner. They're turkey.
Oh boy.
Wait till you find out how we make the mashed potatoes.
Oh God! Please, children, help! Help! Please don't stand there. What are you? No!
Isn't that funny? Yeah, I will link Wabi's channel in the I'll link Wabi's channel in the live chat if you guys want to go and check it out. You should just check out Wabi's channel. Wabi. There you go. And put it in the live chat. Yeah, there you go. That's the guy that did the 2D tutorial that we were watching and that animation. There's others too on there. If you like that kind of stuff. I'm going to stop the stream, guys. It was nice hanging out. It's 2:30 in the morning. I got to get up at like 8:30. So, in 6 hours. Because I got to go and mow the lawn at my in-laws' house. My father-in-law, Aubrey's dad, he's had a big surgery, so he's not able to do certain things.
I'm just a fucking kid, and I got a big ass head. I'm always crying, I'm tired.
And my dad-in-law's. That Hawaiian shirt looks looks pathetic. Okay. You're insulting my Hawaiian shirt? It's just like... You're like a professional hater. Fuck that guy's shirt. Like... That's not even like... That doesn't even make me angry. That's just making me laugh. That's just funny. Fuck that. Hey, fuck your shirt. That shirt's pathetic. It's a stupid insult. That's a dumb... come on, dude. That's a stupid insult. Anyway, I'm too tired to fucking... Yeah, I'm not... That wouldn't piss me off in the middle of the day, okay? I could already be angry. You know what? I could be in a bad mood. I could be, like, in the middle of, like, going at it with, like, Giga Chad. If you commented that same comment, that Hawaiian shirt looks pathetic, I'd probably still laugh. Bro saw my fucking t-shirt and was like, fuck that guy's shirt. Like, I'm just kidding around. Like, what's so stupid? Anyway. You guys... have a great night. It was really nice hanging out with you. To the few of you who were hanging out with me, it was pretty cool. I enjoyed hanging out. Rich, Giraffe, Yuxie, Alex Mercer, a few of you. Pretty cool people. All right. Shout out to you guys. Much love. I'll be around tomorrow. Take care. Good night. Try to get some sleep. If you haven't already. Sleepy time. Good night, soft bunny.